and I'm back. Before we get to it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and you always watch the full video.
The media love any story to be salacious and sensational, and they sensationalize everything.
It's my first time ever hearing her voice. I didn't even, to be honest, I never even seen the video. I've only seen the thumbnail of her video. But this is my first time hearing her voice and seeing her full face. She's pretty. She's mighty pretty. That's a prison guard? Damn. When I was in there, they was not looking like that.
You don't know my side of the story, and we'll leave it as that for now.
A prison guard admits to having sex with an inmate she was supposed to be guarding. Linda De Souza Abreu faces a long time behind bars. I'll tell you how long and what she's said about the scandal online. Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. That video of Linda De Souza Abreu having sex with an inmate spread online quickly. It was shocking. The 4-minute video was recorded in May by another inmate inside HMP Wandsworth Prison in South London. It, of course, went viral. This was an actual prison guard who was trusted to guard inmates having sex.
Lord. Damn, boy.
While another inmate watched and recorded. He was basically standing watch. I'll tell you what that prisoner who was recording actually said on the video coming up later. The Daily Mail reported that the man De Souza Abreu was having sex with was Linton Wyrick, who was doing time for breaking into a home. She was charged in July with misconduct in public office. It is, after all, illegal for a prison guard to have sex with an inmate. Photos showed her shielding her face from the cameras when she left court after making her initial appearance on the charge. After that sex video went viral, De Souza Abreu posted a video on Instagram. She said she wanted to clarify some things.
Wait. All the thing is, what did you think they was going to do? You thought they was going to have your back? Oh, yeah, like, she looked this good. Like, I mean, me, I would have. But then again, probably not. If I'm doing X amount of time and you're trying to help get me out, you ain't trying to help bring nothing in for me. Like, these are inmates. They looking for a come up. They looking for something, beneficial. Looking for something or somebody that they can use to benefit them. The cookie ain't always it. The cookie is not always the only thing that's going. Like, the cookie is only for somebody who's never ever gotten it, who's never ever going to get it. Yeah, that person, I'm going to hold it down. I'm never going to say nothing because, hey, I want this to continue. The other person who don't care does not care. So, therefore, you got to be careful. And you let them film it. I can say if you film it and you got it on your phone and you take it home with you, that'd be a little different.
Hello once again, Instagram. I hope you can appreciate this is going to be a very awkward and uncomfortable conversation for me to have. I just thought I really needed to come on here and clarify a lot of things. First thing being, there has been a lot, and I mean a lot, a tremendous amount of fake profiles of me that have been monetizing off of my misfortune, this scandal that the entire world has somehow managed to be involved in. I have not monetized one bit at all. This is my only social media platform and I only just activated it again. So if you do come across fake profiles of me asking for money, please don't fall for it.
And that was the first thing De Souza Abreu said. She wanted people to be aware of people impersonating her and trying to cash in. Then she said she had a message for OnlyFans creators who were reenacting what she did on the site.
On the topic of impersonation, I thought it very important for me to address this very distasteful subject of OnlyFans creators impersonating and pretending to be me and recreating the scenario of said scandal, which I am involved in. Very, very distasteful for you to monetize or advertise yourselves as me for OF content. It does interfere with my trial, but furthermore, it is incredibly distasteful. Please, if you are an OF creator, refrain from tagging said prison. We all know the name of the prison. Please refrain from tagging HMP Wandsworth on your stupid videos. There are other jails in the world. You don't have to pretend to be me. It's very distasteful.
The Daily Mail reported earlier this week that a family member of D'Souza Abreu.
Yeah, and then too, the scene is not new. It's not new. I'm quite sure if you've been on the site before, you've seen a site, you've seen I guess a scenario or a scene that was a prison guard and an inmate. We've all seen that. We've seen that in movies. We've seen it in TV shows. That's not nothing new. But yeah, if you going in trying to personally impersonate her, yeah, that's wrong. Like, come on, bro. Like,
Told the outlet she was looking for fame. The site also reported that D'Souza Abreu and her husband appeared on a British TV show last year where people took part in threesomes and orgies. She was quoted as saying on the show, "Monogamy is a social construct that I think needs to be dismantled. Opening up our relationship has allowed us to form a deeper connection with each other." Now this week, D'Souza Abreu has pleaded guilty to misconduct in public office. She didn't hide her face when she appeared in court this time. She held her head high, and she was dressed for the occasion.
like, look at her. She like no exaggeration, no extra notes, but that is a beautiful woman right there, bro. That is a beautiful woman right there. And then her thought is, hey, her opinion on as far as relationship goes, that's her opinion. A lot of people, some people feel that way. It's like in certain religions that where they can have seven to 10 wives. That's okay. Why isn't somebody believing that they don't want to be, in a 2-person type of relationship? They want to be in 3 people relationship, or they just want to be in an open relationship. That should be looked down upon or frowned upon. That's your preference. That's your preference. As long as you're happy, go do you.
D'Souza Abreu faces a possible life sentence when she's sentenced later this year.
Life.
The BBC reported that barrister Teta Turkson of the Crown Prosecution Services said this was a shocking breach of the public's trust. D'Souza was clearly an enthusiastic participant who wrongly thought she would avoid responsibility. Turkson added that D'Souza had no option but to plead guilty because of the case against her and because it was so strong. Unfortunately, the world is not always...
Life is crazy though, bruh. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
It's just totally unbelievable. It blows my mind that somebody would do something.
Life for that? No, bro. Yes, she was hella wrong. Yes, you shouldn't have did it with an inmate. You shouldn't have did it on company time, property, or whatever. Hella wrong. Fine. That's it. A fine. That should be that. A fine. Prison time? If it's gonna be prison time, it shouldn't be no more than a month. You're doing you consented, he consented. It was nobody was. I don't want to say the wrong word because this is YouTube, but nobody was held against their will. We gonna say that probably still sounded wrong, but they're doing too much.
Like this, how common is it, in your view, that prison guards are having sex with inmates?
Well, it happens more lately than prior. I think because a lot of it is our prisons are understaffed and overpopulated. And until we take a look at maybe alternatives to incarceration, it'll slow back down to where it used to be. It happens, and it's happened for many, many years, but not at the level that it's happening today.
Do you think we're knowing or finding out?
Because it must be like how you just said. They got less guards, more inmates. So yeah, it's less chance of you getting caught by somebody. Less chance of your partner, or another CO catching you. Hey, X time on the take. So many times, especially when you got a lot of pressure on y'all. It's a chance that you might get caught. Therefore, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. It's easy, but if it's more guards, yeah, somebody's gonna eventually walk past and see this. So therefore, yeah, it probably was less back then, but now there's less guards. Yeah.
Out more about it these days, or we know about it more just because of the internet, the access to more information, and the fact that, in this case, it's just totally unbelievable that somebody would a female guard, or any guard for that matter, would have sex with somebody and then tape it.
Well,
Yeah, that was dumb.
you know, I wonder if she knew it was being taped. Because what staff don't realize is when an inmate compromises you, you are then become a trophy. He has to tell somebody because he or she is so excited that they compromise the staff. And they can't hardly ever get away with it because
No.
they will tell somebody because of their pride in compromising a staff member. You know, I think the only way to slow it down is constantly training, and when it happens, hold people accountable, and then publicize the accountability.
Well, she's going to be held accountable. She's pleaded guilty to that misconduct in public office charge, and she faces the possibility of life in prison. And I think that they're really looking to make an example out of her. That Wandsworth prison has had some issues in the past and has had some bad press.
This is a non-violent crime. You're gonna give somebody life for that? No, that's if she gets that, while she's facing that, even though you shouldn't be facing that for that charge. That sounds crazy. That sounds hella crazy. That's prime example of why I be saying like, bruh, like it needs to be a world government that's over everybody and everything. Because a lot of these cities, states, countries be getting away with things that it's like, bro, like if people if the world truly cared, that would be ended ASAP. Cause like what? Like a lot of crimes, a lot of charges that people be getting, and man, bro, like I swear, bro, like people just don't get it, bro. Like, that is crazy, bro. That is crazy, bro. It's people that are like literally taking it from somebody else. 6 months, 15 months, 21 months. Like, bruh, but this person, y'all finna try to get this person life? That's crazy.
Like an inmate escape, that type of thing happens. But this makes them look really bad. And as far as her knowing whether she was going to be taped, I mean, I think she knew full well what was going on. She posted this video on Instagram where she's almost like chastising people for, oh, I didn't make money off of this. And, this thing goes viral on the internet. But it's very interesting to me that she gets self-righteous about this on Instagram because
like when I'm sorry I'm doing so much party. When they first say, "Oh, she made a video," I'm thinking the video's gonna be, "I apologize. I shouldn't have done." I thought it was gonna be that. But her thing is, I didn't get no money. Don't try to be like me. Stop. That part. Well, not because it's really the impersonation, not the don't make the mistake I made. It was really the don't impersonate me. Don't tag the prison I was working at. That don't reshare her content. That's her thing. It ain't I messed up, my bad, I apologize. Yeah. She's
saying other people then copied what she did and monetized it, but she's claiming she didn't make money off of it. So I think there's something kind of not quite right going on up in her head.
Well, I'll tell you what she did, and then after what she did is unexplainable. Why someone would do that to start with, and should be held accountable, and should be made an example with the other staff to know the consequences of misconduct of this nature, because it jeopardizes the safety and security of both staff and inmates. Because if she would do that, what else would she do? Has she brought anything in? Any contraband? Any drugs?
You can't charge somebody for what you think they might end up doing. They haven't done that, so therefore that's actually relevant. They ain't done that, so that's what might have she have already done. What has she done this? Has she done that? That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. That has nothing to do with what the case. Like that has nothing to do with it. Like strictly make an example of it. That's why I said a hefty fine. A hefty fine. If you're gonna give somebody some time, the max for this 6 months, a year. That a year still kind of stretching it, but All right, you try to make an example out of you to make other people not want to do it. But life is crazy for a non-violent crime, bro. Nobody was hurt, not one soul.
weapons, because that's normally the next step once you compromise a staff member.
In your experience, have you ever
Normally, normally,
had to deal with a
that doesn't mean
situation
it's
like this?
guaranteed.
Obviously, not the videotaping and putting it up on OnlyFans part of it, but in your career, did you have situations where inmates were having sex with prison guards?
Yes,
Yes.
I did. And I had one case that I actually kind of felt
Yes.
sorry for because this lady got involved with an inmate. And when I called her in the office, I said, "Why in the world did you do that?" And her explanation was, "Well, when I go home, my husband is mean to me. And when I come to work, the inmates are very kind to me." And, I'm thinking in my mind, of course they're going to be kind to you because they're looking for something. I mean, that's the only one that I ever kind of felt bad about that she even got involved. But there's a difference.
Yeah, that is kind of sad though. Like your husband so mean to you that you getting love from an inmate. That is kind of sad though. That is kind of sad though, bro. But hey, at the end of the day, you're not a robot. You are a human with human emotions, bro. Like just like everybody else, you go through ups and downs of life. If this person is studying your ear, oh hi beautiful, hi cutie, hi this, and your husband ain't called you beautiful for 15 years, come on, man.
There's others that they're so blatant, and it's like selling drugs. I sell them one time, and God, I made a good profit. I sell them two, and I made a bigger profit. I sell them three times, and then I get caught. You always get caught. Very seldom do you commit a crime and not get caught.
You brought up a really good point earlier about, maybe there's low staffing. When there's low staffing, and I think we see this in policing too, when there's an increased demand for a position and not enough applicants, the standards are lowered. Maybe the vetting process wasn't good enough. I mean, this woman, she was on a Channel 4 documentary or TV show rather last year, and she was on there with her husband. She and her husband, I guess, are openly swingers, and she's on there talking about how monogamy is a social construct. And in this show, it's this like racy sexual show where people do threesomes and orgies and all kinds of stuff. And her family member, one of her,
She keep bringing that. I think she won one too. I think she won one too. Bro. It is reinverting that clip because, like, bro, so what? What you do on your day off, your time off, whatever, has nothing to do with your job. Nothing. Go be as wild as you want to be. Go do you. When you come back to work, that all needs to stop. That all needs to, be on the hush hush. Don't be here talking about that with the other guards. Don't do that. Leave that at home. Leave that. If you're gonna talk about it with the other guards, make sure you talk about it in your car, not right here where other inmates might end up hearing it and try to use that information against you. But what you like, people gotta like mind your business. Mind the business that pays you. What she's doing on her day off with her husband, and she don't believe in monogamy. That's so what? You can't look that. Oh, you don't want to be in a two-person relationship. Oh my God, you're so type of person. I mean, that is completely wrong with society. What?
family members told the Daily Mail that she did this because she's been seeking fame. She's got racy photos of herself posted all over social media. My God, like what is going on? That the prison system's like, yeah, that would be a good hire. Are they just not looking into
They
these
not looking
people
at that.
closely enough?
Well,
They
once
look
it's
at they didn't
identified,
they
I
look
would
at that.
suspect they should get rid of her. Because if she's capable of doing that, what else is she capable of? And I would have tremendous concerns over that. And if it's on social media and if it's on TV, I mean, somebody has to know about it.
Now, the man she is has now admitted to having sex with was in there for burglary. But the man that was recording the video, and there's that old saying, Percy, about the inmates running the asylum. And I've actually talked to a lot of people about prisons and about how, the inmates, in some states at least, basically run the prisons. I mean, they've got their little gangs that are in there and stuff like that. And this cellmate on the videotape is heard saying, the guy who's actually holding the phone and recording it, "This is how we live at Wandsworth, bruh. Yeah." So he's saying this is the way we do it. So this guy, unless he's just being a braggart and boasting and being, on tape for the audience, he's saying this is what we do here. Kind of disgusting. And
Bruh, y'all find that disgusting? Look at the other video of how prisons really look. They're run down, water nasty, showers nasty. But that ain't disgusting. Y'all don't care about that though. Y'all ain't saying nothing about that though. But y'all want to care about that. Now, I'm not trying to take it away from what she did to make it seem like what she did was okay. It for sure wasn't. Like I said, she's on company time, on company property, and this for sure is something that you shouldn't be doing because you're compromising your own safety by being there in this position. What if he would have just went too far and then took your life? That would have been all bad. So therefore, I understand it, but trying to get somebody life for that is crazy.
Grading, but this woman put herself in this position. Is this true about prisons? Do the inmates practically just run the place?
Yes.
It's probably not true.
Oh,
I've never seen it.
He's lying. He
lying.
Again, when I was in jail, the person that assigned you where you're going was another inmate. Another inmate telling you where you're going. You going to this dorm. You go to that dorm. You go to that dorm. The guard was just standing there. Like, come on, bro, stop lying.
I always had good relationships with the staff. I mean, I was totally 100% available to the staff and inmates. I'd walk the compound by myself because people would talk to me more if I did not have an entourage with me. And that's how I found out what was going on in the institution. And plus, when I'd ask questions, people wouldn't know if I already knew the answer or not. Because I was out there by myself, I was talking to inmates. Hell, I'd sit down at a picnic table and shoot the breeze with them. I'd do the same with staff. And you become aware of what's going on in your own facility. With this lady, I mean, if she videotaped it, she put it on social media. I mean, somebody had to be aware. I mean, she should have been removed from that institution immediately.
She was. They gave her the boot really fast. They got her out of there. But it was just the fact that somebody with really bad judgment like that was even in this position.
Yeah. My thing is this. Because you see how they say they understaffed, right? That's because more and more people are finding ways to make money online. You feel me? Not just that. And just because a person does OF does not necessarily mean that they're doing, adult content. Some people are probably doing regular things. Like DDG, he was on there selling, basically like he had people subscribing and he was giving them a game about YouTube. Some people are on there giving information. Some people are on there just showing regular photos that they would have been showing on Instagram and showing on there. So instead of being flagged on Instagram or being restricted, and it's kids right here, it's for right here where you gotta pay for it. Therefore, it's a good chance of hopefully it's strictly adults seeing your pictures. Even though, hey, he's on about that. But if not saying that they should just be letting people who doing adult content, but then again, if people minded their own business, certainly the jobs minded their own business, as long as this person is coming in, they're on time, they're consistent, their work is good, their work ethic is good, they're a company player, team player, everything. What they do on their day off when they go home should be their business. What they do in the comfort of their own home should be their business. As long as they not doing nothing to no kids, long as they ain't selling nothing that they should be selling, mind your business. If somebody is doing adult content with another adult that is a willing participant that wants to be in it, that should be their business. That's why y'all don't have no guard, because people like, hey, if I'm going, we all know multiple incomes are much needed in his life. You having one income, what that income might fall apart. It might not be enough. But if you got two, you're able to do more things in life. So hey, if this person is doing OF and then they're coming to work and being a guard, they're still on time, still consistent, team player, company player, whatever, mind your business. If more jobs mind their business, there's been a lot of teachers that do OF, they get fired. Mind you, you are working with kids, so that do look bad. But how is this kid seeing your stuff anyway? He had to pay for that. So the parent should be faulted for that, because how did your kid get your card for him or her or whatever to go pay for that site? Like, come on, man. Like, see, that's why a lot of jobs are losing, because they're in people's business too much. I know a YouTuber who does car content. His job, seen his channel, and made him choose between the job and YouTube. He chose the job. I mean, he chose YouTube. He quit the job.
And it makes you wonder, I'm sure they're looking into other things right now, but it makes you wonder what happened, if anything else happened leading up to this event, and what they'll find if they start looking into her a little deeper and a little further.
Yeah, but my point is she was expressing herself on social media prior to this happening. So that's a pretty strong indication that there's probably something else going on.
Yeah.
And she should have probably been removed before this incident even happened.
Right.
Because, if you don't have integrity, if you don't have credibility, these things happen. And it's my job, or was my job, as a warden, to identify this stuff and provide a safe and secure environment for both staff and inmates. And it's hard telling if this lady had brought in contraband, drugs, cigarettes, weapons, assisting, in whatever. And it's very detrimental to the security and safe operation of a prison to have people working there with this caliber. I was surprised in the article that this is put off until November or something, the sentencing, I guess. That's a long time to wait. I mean, she could flee the country. I mean, probably already had, unless they took her passport.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that, because that's how they caught her. She called into the prison and said, I'm not coming to work. And then she was nabbed at the airport trying to leave the country. So that's when she was arrested. So interesting point that you bring up there. And she will be sentenced.
I would have too. You're trying to get somebody's life for having adult content, bro.
In November. And I anticipate they will give her a pretty harsh sentence. I don't know if she'll get the life sentence because she did plead guilty, but I think she will get a pretty tough sentence. How about you, Percy?
I think she will, but I think also common sense has to prevail. I think a life sentence would be pretty close to being ridiculous.
We're going to keep a close eye on it and see what she gets in November. Thank you so much, Percy.
I'll always be available to you.
And that's it for this episode of Crime Fix.
Exactly. That's what's wrong with this world, bro. There are people who are doing super, super, super crazy crimes, getting lightest sentences ever. That's crazy.